You know what? I just did the thing where I got it wrong. I wrote in chat, "Good people unite." I think it's assemble. Isn't Avengers assemble?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, welcome everybody to the Positivity Report. It's a Wednesday. I'm here all by myself. Going to be joined by Nick Scarpino shortly, virtually all the way from the lovely city of San Francisco, California. Nick posted a couple pics of him doing stand-up on a boat, and I want to talk about it. But I also want to talk to my friend because I haven't talked to him in a long time, and he's in here. But before we get to Nick Scarpino, the legend, also, Ikaika, I think that your Siri autofilled Nick Scarfino, which is a great small business idea for him. We're going to talk about it. It's just scarves or scarfs. Scarfino, Scarvino. Scarvino could be a wine store. Scarfino could be next door, be a scarf store.
You know why I did that?
Why is that?
I know someone their last name is Scarfino.
It's a great last name.
So it did autocorrect.
You know what else is a great last name? Boone. That's right. Tyler Boone, maker of Boone's Homegrown Bourbon, number 6 in the world. Won a friggin' gold medal. Okay? You want to drink bourbon, you want to drink Boone's. There you go. Look at that. You guys can follow Boone's Bourbon. You can also follow at Tyler Booner on Instagram, Twitter. Drinkboonesbourbon.com. Find your local purveyor of Boone's Bourbon. And when you walk into your local bar, COVID restrictions are lifting up. You walk in, you say, "Hey, barkeep. And I know your name's Ted, but you seem like a good guy." Or is Sarah around? I'd like to talk to her and say, "Do you guys carry Boone's Bourbon? I'd like some neat or on the rocks or perhaps with a splash of water." And they say, "No." Well, you're like, "Hey, listen, get your stuff together, talk to your manager and say, get some Boone's Bourbon, put it on the shelf because that's what I want to drink." Or perhaps you go to your local liquor store and you're like, "Hello, sir. I know I don't come here too often and it's rude of me to make demands, but do you carry Boone's Bourbon? You don't? Well, you should. It's delicious, and people on the Positivity Report and the Good People Association swear by it. They vouch, and they drink it. Is 9 a.m. too early to drink bourbon? No, it's not. Is it too early for me right now? It is. And you know why? Because I'm a little upset, and if I get to have a little more bourbon, I'm going to be all over the place. And you know why I'm upset? Is because it happened to Kaika. It happened. I knew it was going to happen.
What?
I knew it was going to happen. Wheels on the Bus is stuck in my head. Because my wife does not listen to me. Because she's like, "Oh, Rosie loves the song." Does she? She loves everything right now. I walk in, I smile, she starts smiling. She listens to all the songs. I play her normal songs. She thinks they're amazing. Wheels on the Bus has not been confirmed by my daughter, who cannot speak, as her favorite song. She's like, "Ooh, look, she kicks her legs." Guess what else she kicks her legs to? Journey, AC/DC. She kicks her legs to Shinedown. She kicks her legs to the Braveheart soundtrack. All of those songs I would rather have in my head than Wheels on the Bus. Now, Ikaika, before the show, we did a little research. Did we not?
We did, as in I did.
Correct. Now, this is the Positivity Report. We're going to get positive. If you guys would like to support the program, you can go to the GPA.fund, become a member of the Bucket Club, fill your bucket with Boone's Homegrown Bourbon, brought to you by Tyler Boone, Americana music legend, millions of streams on Spotify. Okay. Join the Bucket Club. You can also super chat here on the show. Super chat. You can super chat stickers. You can supercharge it, whatever. And you can also go to streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa. If we get one in there, Ikaika will read it. But Ikaika and I did a little research on Wheels on the Bus, which go, apparently, Ikaika, they go round and round. You know what else? The women on the bus, the moms on the bus go shh, 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 which sounds like a little presumptuous. And then the bus driver, he says, "Move on back." Again, what if I want to sit in the front seat? Was he a racist? Maybe. Could this be a racist song? Is this how we get Wheels on the Bus canceled? Because, listen, I know it's a Positivity Report, all that stuff. Goal right now is to get Wheels on the Bus taken off the air. Stop singing it in classrooms. Stop making my kid want to hear it in the car. Because you know what? We're setting a foundation for disaster. Ikaika, who wrote it?
Verna Hills in 1939.
Correct. Verna Hills in 1939.
39.
Verna Hills, also a really good name for a porn star. Just saying. Okay. Verna Hills, not a fan. I want to meet somebody from your family. No, I don't. I don't want to start that ball. All I'm saying is, Verna Hills, you have sunk a song into my head that I'm pretty sure won't get out until around 2030. I'm hoping my daughter hates that music But because my wife doesn't listen, she doesn't really care about my opinions. She's playing the music. And guess what, Ikaika? I can't win. There's no way I'm going to win that argument.
Here's some trivia. When
Talk
do you
to me.
think the first bus was invented?
The first bus had to be invented in like 1935. What do you got?
The first motorized bus was 1895.
What?
1820 was a horse-drawn bus.
A horse-drawn bus?
Yeah.
Holy moly. Yeah.
It looks like the tram tour, but with like horses. Like there's no doors on the side.
The wipers on the bus, somebody in chat who said, I can't. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish. Why? What are we promoting rain and precipitation now? Huh?
I thought it was just the wheels on the bus. I forgot there was other
There's
things.
like 90 verses. It's like a church hymn that you thought there was only one line of song, and then you're on like the 6th round, and my dad knows the words. All right, let's bring in my legend. Mormoth Han says, wonder how Josh is going to handle Wiggles concert. You think I'm going to a Wiggles concert? You're out of your mind. If my wife wants to go to a Wiggles concert with her sisters and everything, great. I'll be at the bar outside the Irvine Spectrum at like a Javier's, and you guys can meet me for quesadillas after. How's that sound?
Fruit salad.
Dustin Solis says, Josh, just be happy it's not Baby Shark. I actually like Baby Shark. I will take Baby Shark over Wheels on the Bus any day of the week. I think that's actually a pretty good song. I'm kind of bummed I didn't write it. They play it in Ted Lasso. I'm a Baby Shark guy. Nick Scarpino's back there going, he's just writing notes down because I think he's going to agree with me. Nick Scarpino doesn't have kids, but you know what? If he did have kids, we'd raise our kids the same. We'd raise them outside Nick Scarvino, the wine store, brought to you by Nick Scarfino's Scarf Store. Listen, what do you do when you drink wine? You wear a scarf. Everybody knows that. Nick, I miss you, man. Where are you?
Hey.
Hey. Do you like my opening monologue, Nick?
It's. Can you hear me first off? Sorry, I'm on my Mac.
No.
My PC won't pick up my camera for some reason, so I'm back to like square one with zooming and shit like that.
No, you sound fantastic, actually. Your baritone coming in fantastic.
Very cool. It's just a lot to unpack. I want to start at the top with the very first thing you said.
Yeah.
9 a.m., too early to drink bourbon, for sure.
But not when it's Boone's Bourbon, Nick, the official sponsor of the Good People Association.
Oh, no, if it's Boone's Bourbon, then crank that thing out at 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's read some news.
Rip it up. Yep.
Just crip it up. I never really thought I had an opinion on the Wheels on the Bus until right now.
Yeah. Correct.
And I'm kind of I always have fond memories of that though. So
why? Come on, Nick.
it taught you shapes. The wheels on the bus. What do they do? What do wheels do? They go round and round. What's round? It's a circle.
I'll give you the wheels. But your mom only going shush, shush, shush. What if your mom was like, I love you, and then like the bus driver is like, welcome on, welcome, instead of move on back. Like, come on.
Right, because honestly, I mean, here's the deal, right? You're teaching your child how to behave on a bus. That's the whole point of it, right?
Sure.
And as a child of an Italian mother, there's nothing more important than not misbehaving in front of other people.
Correct.
So if you, I don't know how you grew up, but if I
same
embarrassed
as
my
you.
mother on public transportation,
Ooh, it was a bad one.
oh, there was a backhand coming. It was going to be, I was going to get a nice little smackaroo.
Sure.
So I feel like I look fondly on those songs because they taught me how to not get punished by my mother.
So they were
on buses.
They were educational, is what you're saying for you.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
But I also had no idea any of these songs had second verses.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
That's strange.
I'm telling you, there are so many verses of these songs because you can't. Or you just checking out your beard and your camera there?
It's weird. It's doing like an ice cream thing. Okay, that's it. Because I'm opposite in the camera for some reason.
Oh,
so
right.
Trying to get it good.
Funny enough, StreamYard, the service that we use for this is they're like a reverse situation. So when I'm on it, I'm always like, wait, that's not this side of the head. Yeah, exactly.
They do that. It's weird.
It's a mirror. We got a couple super chats coming in here. Matt the Beard Man, the legend. A little positivity today. My former athlete that competed at nationals as a college freshman over the weekend got first and fifth in her events and is now a two-time All-American. Two-time, Nick.
Two-time, not one time. One time's lame. Two-time All-American.
Two-time. Were you an All-American in jiu-jitsu? No, band.
No.
Band.
We never got to the state level in marching band.
Got it.
We were still, I think we were double A.
Got it.
You needed AAA. You had to be AAA status if you wanted to make it with the big boys.
But you were the drum major at one point.
I was drum major for a couple of years in a row.
Yeah.
I was assistant drum major for sophomore year, and then junior year, senior year, drum major. And it was right around this junior year that my band director was like, I don't want you to be drum major. You're too good of a trumpet player, and you're fat.
Oh,
And I don't. Yeah, he told me he was basically like, listen, drum major largely just a kind of just a figurehead role, and that figure, and he's like, when Josh, the spirit of excellence that they put on Rolls Royces,
true.
that statue that puts in the, that statue's nice and it's lean and it's pretty and it's sleek. He's like, you're not those things. You're more like a walking Del Taco. That's what I was in high school. So I look back on my marching band days with fond memories, but also there was some lesson learned there too.
Yeah.
Where it was like the wheels and the bus go round and round to Del Taco. Don't go there.
we love Del Taco here at this office. Get some double Dells. We get the anytime there's a special. Usually it's a Friday and it's immediately regretted about 10 minutes after we consume the Del Taco.
Do you guys mess with the chili cheese fries?
Well, of course. I mean, we're human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always the cliff that I go off of with the chili cheese fries, where I start down that road and I'm like, I already know that this is a bad idea. You hit that first fry hits your mouth, Josh, and it's like salty and way too hot, and the chili on top is bubbling,
burning.
But
your
the cheese somehow still hasn't melted because they just put it on there. And you're like, I should wait, and you don't wait, and then
Can't wait.
Right around the time you pull out the second chicken soft taco, you're like, there's been an awakening in the force.
Yes, there has.
Yeah.
Ken and I were going to
bad.
do a taco eating contest during our big live stream a couple weeks ago, and we never got to it. And I'll tell you why, Nick, is because we ate about 150 McDonald's chicken McNuggets, but we also there's not. Well, I mean, and the McNuggets were shared around between like 6 or 7 people, so it was like an average.
So you
amount
and Ken didn't personally eat 75 chicken McNuggets?
No, I mean,
okay.
All things being equal, I could probably eat 35 to 40 in a sitting, no problem.
Oh, yeah, that's because you're a man.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about you were chubby in high school. I saw my dad this weekend. We were helping my brother move, and my dad was like, "Yeah, well, you were too chunky to play basketball." Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Dad. Maybe they were putting some weight on you so you could play football or something cooler like that.
No. Deb Macuga would never allow that. You think Deb Macuga would allow poor behavior on public transportation? She's not letting her baby get hit by other men on a football field. No.
No, I tell the story of Elena Scarpino. Elena Scarpino let Matt Scarpino play football freshman year. He got hit so hard he messed up his lower back, like he like bruised his tailbone.
Oh no!
And that was it. That's all the information that the opposing counsel needed to close the case on me. I was never playing a sport ever again.
Yep.
Which was fine by me because I was lazy. I just wanted to watch movies and
play trumpet,
and eat and hang out and play trumpet. It was so much I was in marching band and theater, so those were two things that I absolutely adored. And I was like, do I have Josh? I'm not even kidding. When they brought me in for the presidential fitness test.
Oh yeah,
me and my buddy Adam Rich, who used to play flugelhorn and he used to play baritone, and he was fit. He could have done it, but he was like, I just don't want to run. I don't want to run today. And our coach was like, just walk around the track. So we just had a nice chat. We walked around the track for like 25 minutes, and then we went back. We didn't even change out. We didn't even dress out in workout clothes. No. We were in jeans. I was in like Janko jeans and like Doc Martens. And we were walking around the track where real people worked out, like real athletes worked out.
Yeah,
it was a travesty.
Not a runner. My brother and I were talking about triathlons because I feel like the older you get, the more people you know. They're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a triathlon. And then you invest like $10,000 in a street bike. You learn to swim. And you can already run. And my brother has like a bunch of triathlon friends. And I'm like, listen, there's going to be no triathletes in this family. I am not a runner. I could bike till next week. No problem. Put me on a bicycle. I can swim to the middle of Alcatraz. I could swim to Alcatraz and back during one of your comedy shows, and your set would never be changed. You'd be like, oh, we're here with Josh Macuga as we follow him back and forth from Alcatraz. There's no way I'm running. Yeah.
No, I'm not running. I'm not running. And I'll tell you this right now. If you want to be my friend, and you want to stay my friend, the most you will ever, you are only allowed to bring up a 5K in my presence.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds right.
If you say, hey, I had a buddy of mine that's like, hey, I'm training for a 5K. Now, I don't know if you know a lot about how long 5 kilometers is.
2 miles?
It's like 3 miles.
Okay. All right.
And I'm like, you know what? good for you.
Yeah.
That is a nice,
Sure.
manageable amount of distance. You don't have to worry about straining yourself. Like, by the way, I have friends that run marathons, and their like normal daily run is 6 miles. So 3 miles to them is like, my buddy's like, I'm training for a 5K, and I'm like, I don't want to burst your bubble. I don't think a lot of people actually train for a 5K. I think people just jog on a daily basis and then one day go, I'm going to go run the 5K because it's 30 minutes of running. But good for you. I'll buy the candy bar or whatever you want me to do, and I'll be on the corner.
Is that friend that is training for a 5K one Timothy Anthony Geddes?
No, but Cool Greg. Have you seen Cool Greg? Have you caught up with Cool Greg recently?
Well, no, because I haven't caught up with Cool Greg recently, and I will say this: one of the better followers on Twitter, because he reminds me of rappers' birthdays just on Twitter. It's like Gia and Tim, and then all the rappers I've never heard of before.
Yeah, it's Gia, Tim, and then all the Lils.
Correct. Right.
Little
Trap.
Housewife.
Yeah.
Little Wall Paint. Lil Uzi Vert X.
Lil
Nas. Yeah.
We were talking about Lil Uzi Vert the other day. Guy's got a diamond in his head like he's Thanos.
Yeah, he's badass.
Yeah.
He's badass.
Okay.
I don't know much about any of these people. All I know is
Sorry.
all I know about hip hop and rap, I learned from I'm Feeling Myself list of the playlist on Spotify, which is all just badass women rappers. And I love it. And I bump it really, really hard. And my favorite new song is Jelly. I forget the artist, but the lyrics go, are we allowed to get a little dirty on this?
Bleep you.
Really
Yeah, go ahead.
The lyrics go, make my ass cheeks shake like jelly. And if you ever want to see a really fun look on your wife's face, play that really loud in the car. And then right when you pull up next to an old, like, very wealthy looking couple, just roll her window down.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's really good.
Yeah.
We got a quick super chat here from Jersey Girl Lori, the legend. Thank you, Jersey Girl Lori. Josh, from one parent to another, be happy that Rosie wasn't born when Barney was popular. Wheels in the Buses got nothing on the I Love You song. I barely survived it. Yeah, I remember Barney, my cousin loving Barney, but I also remember him making the switch pretty early on to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which my little nephew just started watching, which is still like, you look back, I don't know how that show was made. They just put robots in the desert outside of LA, like near Santa Clarita, and then just had them fight and make them look big. That was all they did.
Yeah, yeah. Well, by the way, that is a fascinating story if you ever watch. Did you ever watch The Toys That Make Us?
Yeah, great.
I think they did they did like 2-3 seasons. I could not stop watching. My wife and I actually both loved it because she loved all the stuff that was like, she played with the other half of the toys that I didn't understand context with.
Yeah.
Obviously, because in the kids in the 80s, they were like, there are 2 types of toys. And if you are a boy, quote unquote, you play with one of the types of toys.
Correct.
You don't get to play with the other types of toys.
No
matter how much I wanted to play with my cousin's Barbies, that was just not acceptable.
No.
We live in a better time now.
We do.
It's
acceptable.
In a much better time now.
I remember
But it was
my dad and his buddy like being very concerned because I bought the Scarlet G.I. Joe, and I was like in love with Scarlet. And my dad was like, "There's no Scarlet in G.I. Joe," and I was like, "Yeah, Dad, there is Scarlet, and she's
Scarlet,
super hot."
Lady Jane,
yeah,
there's all sorts of, and that's so funny because I did the same thing, but my parents were like, "He's a perv," so he's a little Italian perv.
He's a
That's what
perv.
he's gonna do.
Yeah, I think.
But
our parents are worried.
For Power Rangers. Sorry, getting back to that, it was actually absolutely fascinating because it was like a totally different. I mean, obviously they brought it over from Japan, and someone realized, the guy that produced it realized, hey, like 50% of the show's fighting,
right?
And they're all in masks, so we can just take all that footage
and just redo it,
and then recast the kids when they're talking. And so they took all the footage of a totally different show and then made Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from a Japanese show that had nothing to do with like, I mean, it was a big like, mech show and they're going to fight and stuff like that. But they weren't, it's genius. And it ended up making so much freaking money.
Dude, like every Christmas has a toy that when we were kids, at least, that like you couldn't find, right? So I remember the years of like, there was the Tickle Me Elmo years.
Tickle Me Elmo. That was after our childhood.
No, yeah, totally. But like the Cabbage Patch Kids, I think was like I remember
For
Trish.
us,
Yeah.
For us, it was Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah.
So I distinctly remember my mom having to look high and wide to get me this stupid Cabbage Patch Kid, and it was you have brothers, right?
Of course, older brother Ben. Yeah,
older brother. Yeah. So I get this Cabbage Patch Kid finally, And I hold this thing in my hands, and I'm like, I finally have a Cabbage Patch Kid. And one of my brother's friends walks, I shit you not, it was like the next, like a week after Christmas. And I'm still like, I didn't even think I wanted the thing. I just wanted to have the thing that no one else could have. And I was like, I don't understand this thing. I don't even know why I like this. In fact, part of me thought they were Garbage Pail Kids, and I was getting a life-size Garbage Pail Kid.
They're awesome.
But my brother's friend walks by and goes, "Are you playing with a doll?" And that's it. That's all he had to say. When someone who's 5 years older than you judges you that hard, I was like, well, this thing is going back on the shelf. And my mom was like, I am never getting you anything ever again. And that was it. She never got me a gift past that point.
Ranger Donald says it best. It's just a show to sell toys. There was Furbies in the 90s. Also, a little callback here. Our buddy Matt the Beer Man chimes in with another super chat. Thank you, Matt. Is this a bad time to mention I'm training for a marathon in 3 weeks? I went on a 15-mile run this morning.
No.
Matt.
Yeah, stop.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do it.
We're okay. We can be friends without you doing that. Like I appreciate your effort. Fitness is important, all that kind of stuff. And if this brings you joy and happiness and positivity, by all means do that. But I'm worried for you. I'm worried for people that do marathons. I'm worried for your back later in life. I'm worried for your knees and your ankles and the overall exertion that you're putting on your body. For instance, my father-in-law's one of his best friends in the world was an ultra-distance runner, Nick.
That's cool.
At one point, he won the Western 100 is what it was called. You run from Lake Tahoe to Sacramento, like up and down. Yeah, up and down elevation. It's 100 miles, and he had the state record for years.
So like, there's a threshold for me, right? If you're gonna run anything between 5K and marathon is unacceptable. Don't do it. I'm sorry. But if you push beyond that and you go to the 100-mile mark, well, that becomes baller. That's pretty amazing.
You're like invincible. You're a person that can't be stopped.
You are now an electric car.
Correct.
You're more efficient than an electric car at that point, which is super cool.
I'm going to tell him you said that. I think he
do.
might actually really enjoy that.
Tell him he was the first ever electric. He was the first ever Prius.
Yeah. Ooh. So we got some toys coming in here. I had a Tamagotchi, says Anka Von Dorn. Yeah, Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchis were big. That was, again, a little before our time, Josh, but Tamagotchis were the little pets that people kept on their keychains that if you didn't feed, died. And it was the first reminder that death was a real thing in junior high for me,
I wasn't like a gigantic toys kid, and I know that sounds weird, right?
But you were into sports, right?
Yeah, because I love sports and like bats and clubs and balls and wiffle balls and bikes and skateboards, all that kind of stuff. So I guess you consider those toys because every toy I had, Nick, which won't surprise you, every toy I had, I broke every single time. The Batman car, broke it. All the He-Man action figures, destroyed. All of the G.I. Joes, destroyed. My brother kept them in the box. My brother has boxes of starting lineups still unboxed in our house.
That's cool.
And those should be worth something, I'm guessing. I have no
They're
idea.
Probably worth a lot. Well, if it's not a Pokemon card right now, it ain't worth shit.
Right. I've heard this. They're
Apparently,
the new
that's what people
NFTs.
say.
Yeah.
Their Pokemon cards have come back in a big way. If you haven't had a chance to actually interview Snowbike Mike yet, you should do that because he's horribly addicted to Pokemon cards. Okay. We're actually thinking about staging an intervention for him. But on his streams, he'll open up packs, and when they get these rare cards, everyone gets really excited, and I don't understand it.
Yeah. So Snowbike Mike has stopped answering my text messages. I've only sent him 3. He was like, "Yeah, I would love to come on the show," and never responded.
He doesn't answer text messages all that often.
Okay.
So I'll text him. You'll get a message back in about 4 weeks from him, confirming that he'll be on the show from 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
sounds about right.
You have to remember these kids. So
these kids.
Josh, you and I are a different type of person, right?
Yes.
We are 80s kids, right?
Correct.
We go to bed early, we wake up early, we put that full work in. These guys are burning it out till 3:00 in the morning on Twitch, just playing Call of Duty Warzone. And I have started doing that with them, which is why I look so terrible right now.
My goodness.
And why I couldn't get my camera to work because spoilers, I woke up 10 minutes before I was supposed to be on camera. Which is not professional.
Not shocking. But you also burning the midnight oil, doing stand-up as well. And then you come home and you Twitch till the midnight. Because yesterday we had my buddy Jeremiah Watkins on. Very funny stand-up comedian.
I love him, yeah.
He's awesome. He was telling us about his co-host on their show, The Scissor Bros. He doesn't he doesn't wake up until like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. because he's up until the sun comes up streaming on Twitch just playing video games. And is this like the hot zone of Twitch? Is this when like we have to be on Twitch just doing stuff?
Well, you guys should be on Twitch because I think
we're
there's
on
a
it.
lot of. Are you guys live streaming to Twitch right now?
No, because we can't do both at the same time.
Right. I mean, if I were you guys, I would start. I mean, we do everything Twitch. Because that's actually not true. We do a lot of our Patreon stuff goes through YouTube just because the tools there are better and you can be a little bit more private. You can go live and choose who you go live to.
Sure.
Or at least get a private link that you can share. But with Twitch, it really is just become the ecosystem for live streaming, and there's so many cool tools built into it, and so many cool tools that support it that you can use in like OBS and things like that we really love, and I'm getting into. I got a PC finally after 15 years of not having a PC. I'm now a PC gamer, and so I've been putting together some of my streams. I'm going to start streaming at night again. Bring back Nick at night, just to stream a little bit and play and have some fun. It's super cool. I do wonder now that comedy is opening back up for me. Now that like extracurricular activities like jujitsu are opening back up, how much I'll be in that, because I think a lot of it scratches the itch of needing to just be around people and hanging out, you know?
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Nick. I have a child, so me doing like nighttime.
Congratulations on that.
Oh, thanks, man.
You guys made a good one.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's a little sweetheart. But me streaming at night is the most like I can't do that. As soon as she goes down, dude, my eyes start getting heavy. Like
Well, yeah, for now. I mean,
Sure.
Eventually, in a year or two, you know, what do they get? She gets on a good sleep schedule. What, like the next few months? So probably.
Yeah, I mean, she's on a really great sleep schedule now. It just so happens that and it's just working all day, and then as soon as she goes down, Amanda and I like get in bed. We're like, I love you, love.
Yeah, gonzo.
Done.
So yeah, I totally understand that, but I mean, during the day is when I do a lot of my streaming. So we stream from like 11 o'clock till 2:30 every day. And
Sure.
I get to play Warzone and hang out with the guys out there too. It's just sometimes at night, I'll pop on just to see what they're doing. They're watching a basketball game and I'll just hang out.
I mean,
chill.
We have been doing. We used to do a lot more Twitch. We're getting back into it. We're in like we're doing it, and we had to anyway. We talk about it all the time. We're also very busy here. You guys have a bigger operation. We have 4 people here, so we have 2 streams on YouTube every day. Split them in the middle. We're like working on a bunch of different projects, developing some stuff, all that kind of fun stuff. But the Twitch has not gone away. We still enjoy it. I mean, I played Dr. Mario like a few months ago for like 3.5 hours trying to just beat like level 7. That game is impossible.
Yeah. It's don't even play that game.
No, it's not.
Shut up. I'll tell you this: if you're working on anything that requires a body double for you, I would like to be the other Macuga. And I just watched the Friends reunion.
Yeah.
Have you watched this?
I
yet?
have.
They show that one episode of the guy that like when Joey hired a guy to be him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be that guy for you.
Dude, 100%.
How you doing? No. How you doing?
And that was the original guy that was going to play Joey.
He was going to play him. Yeah, apparently. I didn't realize that.
Which is insane because the actual Joey looks friendly. The fake Joey looks like an angry New York toll booth worker.
Mean. Yeah, he looks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He looks like if you don't have exact change. Oh, man.
Look the hell out.
What a weird. I watched that reunion and I was like,
think?
I really love parts of it. I loved everything when they were. It was just the 6 people hanging out on the set, reminiscing about this amazing thing that they did together. I hated everything that had to do with James Corden and like all the pomp and circumstance behind that. Not because it was bad per se, but I was just like, I don't need this. No. I just want them on the set talking about Jennifer Aniston like having her own dressing room or whatever, or like the flats they signed, or the time that Matt LeBlanc, as a prank, erased Courtney's lines from the table from the Apple Pen. That's the stuff that I'm like, that's so cool to see. And then show me some outtakes and like let me remember what it was like to watch Friends when the world was way more simple and innocent.
Correct. What I was upset, like one, and I said it last week, we should have gotten an episode. I'm just saying that. I think that we should have gotten an episode.
Dude, judging on how slowly Matthew Perry moves right now, I don't know if I really want an episode on that. But I'll tell you this. Of all the people that I thought wouldn't be with it still, like, yeah, and I don't think it's unfair to say that some of them have lost a step. I think that's kind of what happens.
Well, Matthew Perry,
you're no longer 22 years old anymore, and some people have suffered some substance abuse issues.
Of course, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, you put Lisa Kudrow and Matt LeBlanc in a room together, you got fire. You got it. Fireworks right there.
100.
They were with it. Those two were like bang, bang, bang on it.
Dude, Lisa Kudrow, it looked stunning. She
Great.
looked amazing. She sounded
great,
amazing.
sound
She was
great.
crushing. LeBlanc,
Still on it. Still
same
timing
thing.
great.
Poor Courtney Cox, had some really bad plastic surgery done, and she took a lot of it out, but she still doesn't that's the thing. That's the thing. And you can tell Jennifer Aniston had her lips done. That was kind of tough. Matthew Perry, on the other hand, again, substance abuse, all that kind of stuff, tough. It was a tough scene. And if you were to put all those people back on the show, I kind of agree with you. It might be a little tough to watch because Matthew Perry is my favorite. Chandler's my favorite character. Okay.
I was a Chandler guy too, yeah. Because I was Chandler. I was the guy that was like nobody. Like I was a closet smoker, obviously, and
of course.
I used humor to endear myself to people, and nobody wanted to have sex with me. So
No.
it was Chandler.
Totally. Yeah. I'm with you, dude. I was always trying to make the terrible jokes. People sometimes laughed at them. Sometimes people didn't. All girls just wanted to be my friends. And then eventually one of the friends was like, you know what? He's kind of cute. And then, whatever.
And make out with you.
Same
Right.
thing. I was never Schwimmer. I wasn't like that kind of thing. And Joey was way too hot and cool, kind of like ladies' man to be Josh Macuga. That wasn't a thing. So Chandler
I was
coming
not
out like
Joey.
that. I want to see the old Chandler in the episode. And I understand you, whatever. But dude, I'm totally with you. The James Corden stuff was a waste. Give me a 10-hour, 1 hour a piece podcast with a little simulcast option for it. Because if they're getting them all in a room, they're clearly paying them a decent amount of money. HBO Max paid them a boatload. Okay.
I imagine so, right?
Yes.
They must have paid them $1 million a piece just for the idea of the Friends reunion and them coming back together.
Yes. But give me the stories. Give me all this, because they haven't been in a room all together. We're in a podcasting generation right now with a simulcast arm to it. Put them in the old set, give them microphones, and let them sit around and talk about things. I didn't need the read-through. I didn't need the Corden. I didn't need the fashion show. I've heard all these stories of so tell me, what's it like to be together? Great question, James. Get the hell out of here. Give me a really good podcast of them shooting the shit. Or Go ahead.
I want them making fun of Jennifer Aniston because she's not as quick on the uptake on some of the jokes as everyone else was, right?
Yeah.
That to me was the best part of the whole reunion when she said something. I forget what she said. It's a couple times where she said something and it was wrong.
Yeah.
And instead of being cordial like most celebrities would, the rest of the gang did what they would do if your friend said something stupid.
Yes.
And they just made fun of her. They were just you're
Yeah.
And that to me was where it was best, because then you have these people who are very established actors, most of whom had great careers, and they just immediately in that 1 second revert back to 22-year-olds who are getting the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yep.
And are just friends, and who somehow remained friends despite any contract dispute stuff that may or may not have happened throughout the seasons of that show. I just thought I love that part where they just walk back upstairs to where their dressing rooms were.
I know.
This is the stuff I want to hear about, because that's the stuff to me that is the magic of what we get to do. We get to actually have little mini versions of Friends where we get to hang out with our friends and talk and entertain people, and that's super cool. That's a good feeling,
dude. It's because I've listened to some of the Scrubs podcasts. Zach Braff and Donald Faison get together.
I didn't know they did. That's awesome.
Dude,
I didn't know they did a podcast.
They go over every episode. Same thing. There's a Sopranos one. There is a what was the other one that I just heard? Oh man, it's a classic show that we all watch, and it's not. Oh damn it!
If it's The Wire, I have to watch it.
No, you can't get any of those actors to do a podcast.
Get Michael B. Jordan to come back and talk about his role. He was so good, man.
So good.
I haven't watched the Fresh Prince reunion yet, though.
I haven't watched that either. I love the Fresh Prince too. I think
apparently that's all that was. I was talking to I forget who I was talking to, but they were like, yeah, the Fresh Prince reunion's just them on the set talking.
See?
And giving each other crap. I love that.
That's what I wanted. And now that we you kind of wasted that. I get it. You wanted the crowd to see him. You wanted to have that live aspect angle of it. Cool. Everything's fine. We got nothing from that other than clearly Matthew Perry is the odd man out because he was making those jokes nobody calls me. Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. That's really tough. No big deal. I wanted them all to sit around. But the other thing that kind of disappointed me is Matt LeBlanc would say remember when we did this? And they'd be like, no, I don't remember that. Who was there? How do you not remember any of that stuff? I guess there's other people that have really good memories and there's some people that don't.
I mean, there's probably there's also, you're talking about 30 years of time that's gone between probably or 20 years of time between the last episode and this episode, but
17 years. Yeah.
17 years, something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember also that when he was like, "Hey, Courtney and Jen Aniston, like, remember these things?" They're like, "No, we did like 20 movies."
Yeah,
in between
that's true.
Like in between,
That's true.
I had
Yeah.
Scream. Courtney Cox had the Scream franchise,
Yeah.
for Christ's sake. Like, no, I remember. You probably asked me like, "Hey, remember that time you randomly married David Arquette?" Like, that would be another question I had for her. But it's cool that they did it.
Yeah.
It's cool that they did it. I think they just didn't have the confidence in the material they had.
Yeah.
So I feel like they thought they'd bring in a big gun like James Corden. And James Corden, to his credit, is doing what he does best, which is just host a thing. They just talk to people.
Sure.
But the fashion show stuff got real awkward real quick. All that stuff I didn't need. A lot of the stuff with the other actors that they were bringing in as like guests, I was like, that's cool, but like just bring them in. And also, like, where was Aisha Tyler? Where was some of the other people that were like,
where's Paul
like,
Rudd?
You could get Aisha Tyler back for this. You could get Paul Rudd. Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, like, guys, I probably could have had Greg call Aisha Tyler and ask her if she'd come back for this thing. I'm sure she would have done it.
Gunther not looking too psyched about being there at all. I mean,
that was one of those things where I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You've got these four, and this is me reading into the situation, so if I'm totally wrong about this, whatever. You've got these 6 cast members who are multi-millionaires.
Yeah.
And they're all on this set, and there's this big pomp and circumstance. And they're like, we've got a special guest for you, calling in from his 1-bedroom condo in Florida, Gunther. And Gunther's like, "Hey, everyone, life didn't work out so well for me." And everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Gunther."
Yeah.
And like half of them can't remember the dude's name because he was only on it for like half the season.
He's in every single episode. He's in
really?
every single episode, but he's only got like maybe a total of 70 lines, maybe.
That character could not exist today.
No.
You look back, you talk about stuff that doesn't age well. A creepy barista who's asking for your phone number over and over and just not getting it. That would never fly today.
Nope.
But like, this guy's problematic for sure.
So listen, there is a part of me that wants to read this comment, and there's another part of me that like doesn't want to start it. But David says Corden is so insufferable. I kind of agree. I'm not a James Corden guy.
I don't think he's insufferable. I just think that the time of the late night host, I think the wool has been pulled aside on that, right? The curtain's been pulled aside on the late night hosts.
Yeah.
It's
Or
just
daytime
like,
hosts.
Well, yeah, I guess that's more fair to say because of Ellen and all that stuff is kind of what I'm referring to.
Yes,
but
yeah.
I don't dislike James Corden. I like the carpool karaoke stuff he does because I like to sing in my car. But I just don't watch late night, and I don't know who does, and I don't know anyone that does, and I don't understand how it's still relevant in a day where people could be doing what we're doing right now, which is just have a 45-minute conversation about.
All
Friends reunion.
Yeah.
And speak candidly about it.
And here's your 6-minute interview. Oh, your kid got into a mud fight? Oh, hilarious. And you're in the new movie Shanghai Nights 4? Oh, congratulations. I would love to see that movie, by the way.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's in 6 minutes. And then you do like a funny little song and dance. It's over. Listen, I get the entertainment value of it, but I think like I'm saying, a 10-hour podcast of the Friends cast, a 10-hour podcast of the Fresh Prince cast, or some of the Fresh Prince cast getting together and like breaking down all the fun stuff from the episode. Because the only thing I learned from the Friends reunion, Nick Scarpino, is that we could have had a show with Matthew Perry where he was a baggage handler at an airport in space in the future.
I want to watch that show.
Me too.
That show
really bad.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the set was built by our high school like musical set builder.
Oh God, yeah. It was my high school theater drama teacher's husband would come build the sets, and he did not know carpentry, and that was. I remember one time he built a railing for On the Town, and I had one line in it. I looked for a long time to find a sailor suit that I could fit into because I was horribly overweight, and it made me very, very self-conscious. But I remember we came down this ramp, and I had to come underneath the ramp, and I grabbed onto the railing, and the railing just bent like fucking cheese. And I was like, this is not structurally sound. And he was like, you can't do that. And I'm like, it's a hand railing. Why would you put a hand railing there if people can't touch it with their hands?
Rail it. Yeah.
I don't know why we got off that topic.
Here's a fact
I'm with you.
from our girl Sammy Leon Mendoza, one of the greatest around. The Friends cast were paid $2.2 million for the reunion. There you go. So that's what?
Josh, what am I getting paid for this reunion? Am I getting
You're getting paid in Boone's Bourbon, Nick.
Boone's Bourbon.
Boone's Bourbon. If you're going to be a friend, drink Boone's. Every cheers comes with a Boone's. All right.
Oh, that looks real good.
It is really good. Mormoth Hunt says, like James Corden in Doctor Who. Yeah, I feel like he was a good actor back in the day. Then he comes over, he does carpool karaoke, and now he's like America's sweetheart. I don't know about anything behind the scenes with James Corden. I don't know anybody that works there. I'm sure, like, listen, if it comes out eventually, it's going to come out. But when all the stuff came out about Ellen and stuff didn't come out about the other late night hosts like Fallon or, James Corden, all that kind of stuff, you would think it would come out. Because I had friends that worked at Ellen. One of them, serious therapy after she quit or was fired by Ellen.
It sounds like a very, very, very bad environment.
Really
like,
bad.
It sucks because with Ellen, obviously, like who she was in the 90s and coming out and having her career ruined and all that stuff is like, that's amazing.
Yes.
But then you hear that she is basically just like pulling pranks and giving a bunch of millennials shit. And that's also amazing.
Yeah.
Just joking. I'm just joking. You don't mistreat people.
Listen.
I'm sorry. I'm working some material with you right now. Obviously, that was supposed to go in my set. That's not, Chad. It's not quite there. It's not quite there yet. But
Millennials just erupted. What? Sure.
How dare you? We should not be mistreated. I like Gen Zers. I like Gen Zers. They just get out there, they put on their big old pants, and they get shit done. They center part their hair, and they just butt get
cut
shit done.
right down the butt cut is back, Nick. I was always jealous of the butt cut haircut.
Josh, I'm gonna tell you where they're right now. My wife just read me an article where she said, and the headline said, and I quote, "The mullet is back." So I'm very excited to be on the front of that trend.
Yeah, because my God, it's glorious. Is that why you didn't buzz your head? Because you wanted to grow the mullet?
Yeah, I wanted to hit a mullet up.
Okay.
I wanted to see if I could make the mullet work. It's not quite working.
I don't agree. I think it might be working. Take off your hat. Let's see it.
It's gross. Okay, hold on.
I have that. Yeah, it's not gross. The thing is awesome. Let me tell you something. In Pittsburgh, you would be like the CEO of the city, aka the mayor, because the mullet has never gone out of style in Pittsburgh.
It doesn't need to.
It didn't need to. It stayed in style.
I think what happened is here. Everything goes in trends, right? I think what happened is quarantine hits, and everyone watches all the great content, and then we get through all of the stuff that's new, all the stuff that's kind of new, and then we eventually make it back to the 80s. And I'll tell you one thing right now. Kurt Russell, Mel Gibson, Val Kilmer in certain places, all had these wonderful manes of hair. And you just can't beat it. If you could look like one, okay, I could wave my wand right now.
Okay, go.
Right? And you could look like one character from an 80s movie, who would it be? You could have the hair. You could have the hair of one character from an 80s movie. You could do like Mel Gibson from any of the Lethal Weapons, one of which he just had long hair. He had like Cher hair.
Okay. Well, I already have Bruce Willis's hair, so I'm going to put that aside because obviously that's where we go. We go straight down.
We both have that haircut, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah. If I was, saw it the other day. Josh Brolin in Goonies has a great cool guy butt cut.
That is a good pull.
He's got the headband on. He kind of looks like a cool guy playing soccer, kind of a thing. Like that's the dream scenario hair for me because I had the Italian Jew fro. As my hair didn't grow down; it grew out. My brother had the cool guy, like the Italian cool guy soccer hair. I don't know where my curls came from, and my brother had straight hair. It's a scene. My brother still has his hair. I don't have mine.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, my brother's a cue ball, so I got that over me. He's still got 2 inches of height on me, which I would take any day. I would be tall over hair any day. Any day.
Guess what Ben also has? He's got a few inches on me as well.
Oh, wow. Your brother's just better than you in every way.
Everything. He's got 4 kids. He's got a house. It's crazy. That's
really cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. I'd like to hang out with him one day.
He likes all you guys are kind of funny. You guys have, he's in that video game space. He's always asking questions about
That's cool.
The Scarpino. Nick, the Scarvino side-by-side storefront, I think is pretty
it's funny. Someone asked the other day, as like a joke, they were like, "What?" I think Greg got a question on a podcast, and he called me. He was like, "What would your wine be called?" And I couldn't think of it, but Scarvino. How do you miss that lob? How do you not knock that thing out of the park?
It's unbelievable. Scarvino, and then you've got You could put like Scar from the Lion King as your mascot of the wine up there.
Yeah, maybe not. He's kind of a bad guy, but I might use like the hippo or the other one.
Yeah.
The little ferret. What was it? The little marmot?
He was no, he was
What was it? What was Timon?
Timon was a one of those
Prairie dog?
ones.
Something like that?
No, come on, chat, help me out.
Chad will help us out here. One of them was a warthog.
Warthog, GPACharity, the Prince of the Islands, Low Hot Friday. What was Timon?
Timon or
Yeah.
Pumbaa?
Pumbaa was the pig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Timon
Meerkat.
was Meerkat. Boom.
Also, if you want a
thank
3x3 storefront, you can have a pizzeria, Scardino's.
Scardino's.
I like that. There's a great place, the great pizzeria called Dino's Pizzeria. Well, now it's Santino's and Sons Pizzeria because he had a boy. But Dino's is the bomb over in Pack Heights, so I appreciate that.
Got it. We have a Dino's over here in Burbank. It's pretty good. It's not
Pretty okay.
Yeah.
What's good pizza in LA? What's the best pizza in LA?
Like you got Vinny's over in Hollywood. You got Joe's in Santa Monica in Hollywood. You have Pizza Wagon of Brooklyn over here in the Valley. You also have Mulberry Street. Those are your best like delivery pizza. Now, if we're going individual like Neapolitan style, you know, you go Desano over in like East LA. You can go Osteria La Buca makes a good one. La Mora makes a good one. There's we got some decent Neapolitan styles. We got some decent delivery. You know, they're coming. Prince Street showed up, but then quickly left. I don't know what happened to Prince Street. Yeah,
Interesting.
Costco makes a pizza that I can't eat anymore. It makes me poop. It makes me poop my pants.
Yeah, if Costco pizza. Anytime you eat anything at Costco, 50-50 shot. I had a chicken bake there like 8 years ago, and I was like, this is it. This is the one that's going to take me down.
I love that chicken bake.
Before my prime.
I love that chicken bake, though. It is
Who doesn't,
delicious.
man? They're so good.
good.
They're so good.
Nick Scarpino, the Scarfino. I loved having you on, man. I miss you, buddy. What's the deal? Like, when is the studio opening? When can I come up and see you guys?
Studio is in the works. They're building out, they're framing out all the walls and stuff right now. So it's going. We just need a few more months probably to get it all dialed in. So we're trying to figure out that day, of course. But now that everyone's vaccinated, I mean, he can just come up and hang out anytime he wants.
Okay.
I got to make a trip down to LA to see some peeps too. And now that everything's kind of opening back up, it would be great to go have another night with you at the store.
Absolutely.
Hang out there, see everyone.
Well,
see what Mark Ellis is up to, all that stuff too.
We're thinking end of July, beginning of August. We're going to do like a live variety show that you're invited to stand up on or be
fun.
part of.
I would love to come. I would love to come and do that. I'll do this there for sure.
All right, I'll send you dates. We'll make it happen. Hello,
Beautiful. I'm here.
Jerry. Nick, thanks for taking the time, buddy. I miss you. Tell all the boys and girls up there at Kind of Funny that I say shalom.
I will.
I'll
let Snowbike Mike know that you wanted to do your podcast as well. So
you can get my email. He's got my number, all that kind of stuff. Just tell Mike quit dogging me. I mean, what am I, chop liver?
Perfect. We got to figure out a time for you to come watch some 80s movies with us. When we do that again.
And I found out you guys have never done Rush Hour in review. This is
no, we have not done Rush Hour review.
Kevin Coelho, hot sexy Kevin now with his long hair, right? And he's got a tortoise. He quickly squashed Rush Hour in review on Twitter, and I was like, why? Those movies are amazing. Is it because
he's filled with hate? No, he's just jealous he didn't come up with it himself. That's really where it comes down to.
Kind of. Yeah. Nick Scarpino, the one, the only, the legend. Love you, buddy.
Love you back.
See ya.
Bye.
Nick Scarpino. We're making it happen today on the Positivity Report. All brought to you by Boone's Homegrown Bourbon. Brought to you by Tyler Boone, the legend. Listen, if you're drinking bourbon early or you're drinking bourbon late, there's only one bourbon for you, and that's Boone's. It tastes like bourbon. It smells like bourbon. If it tastes and it smells like bourbon, more than likely, it's bourbon. Fill it up, put it in a glass, cheers your buddies, tell them, hey, we're together in this. We're choosing positivity. We're doing it all with Boone's. Boone's Bourbon. It's pretty strong. Be careful. It's pretty delicious. Also be careful, but it's also sexy. No need to be careful around sexy. All right. GPACharity, you want to hear a dad joke? You want to hear a dad joke?
Yes.
Oh, wait. Yeah. All right. This is a pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Okay.
Singing in the shower. It's pretty fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it's a soap opera. No, that wasn't very good. All right. Let's try this one. I'm afraid of the calendar. Ikaika. You know why?
Why?
Its days are numbered. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you this story. Okay, so I'm helping my brother move, and I want to send all thanks to everybody in chat. Thanks, Nick Scarpino, all this kind of stuff. Super chats. Do we have any Streamlabs? Have you looked?
I did not see any. Let me double check.
It's okay. Again, a portion of all proceeds going to the Battle Buddy Foundation. Tonight on the main show, Good People Live, myself, Ken Knapsack. Fortunately, Mark Riley will not be in the house. His mom just had surgery. The surgery was a success. She's okay, but he's taking care of his mom. Mark Riley, a very good son, very good human, very good person, Good People Association. We're going to have Atlas the Wonder Dog in here. We're going to have Archer, a new dog. We're going to have Chrissy. We're going to have Kenny Bass Jr. We're going to also have Murphy, the trainer. We're going to talk all about what they do at the Battle Buddy Foundation. We're going to see the dogs. We're going to hang out with the dogs and be very well behaved. We're very, very excited about having everybody here in studio. It's going to be an awesome night, so thank you. And again, remember, a portion of all proceeds going to the Battle Buddy Foundation. Tomorrow I'm playing in the Drive, Chip, and Putt Battle Buddy golf outing. It's usually a full 18, but unfortunately, due to some COVID restrictions, we can't do that. So, GPACharity, here's what happened. I'm helping my brother move, and we forgot about the attic, right? And so we had to go and, like, last second get a bunch of stuff out of the attic. And my sister-in-law and my brother love Halloween. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I've never, you know,
they're smart people.
No, they are. They're very smart people, but not with this. So we're up in the attic, and my brother, out of nowhere, drops this like skeleton-looking crow thing at me, like trying to scare me because he knows. Dude, I almost pooped. Like, I swear, like my butthole puckered so bad. It was so scary. I wish I would have taken a picture, but I didn't want that picture of that in my phone. So then we bring this scary-looking skeleton thing, and we put it in front of my 1.5-year-old nephew, and he tackled it. Like, he beat it up. He hated it. And so I'm hoping that Bo gets my hatred of all things Halloween. Yeah. All right. Let's do some videos that make me smile.
Wait. You see my text message.
What? Oh.
We missed the whole opportunity there.
What happened? How about you guys try and rewrite Wheels on the Bus, but inspired by the film Speed? The Keanu over the bus says 50, over 50, over 50.
Well, maybe
the Keanu on the bus says over 50, over 50, over 50. I thought you were like writing in the, okay. No, hold on. It has to, it doesn't work. Hold on. I know I'm an idiot. Thank you. Okay. Keanu on the bus says must go 50. Nope. Okay. Keanu on the bus says 50 or bust, 50 or bust, 50 or bust. Keanu on the bus says bomb on the bus, all through the town. Dennis Hopper put the bomb on the bus, on the bus, on the bus. Dennis Hopper put bomb on the bus, all through the town. Ikaika thought Jeff Daniels survived. He survived. He survived. Ikaika didn't know that Daniels died, all through the town.
There you go.
I got it done. Good. All right, here we go. Watch this puppy jump, dude. You can turn on the sound for this one. Watch this dog jump. Oh. Come on, how adorable is this dog?
Scooby-Doo.
Dude, God, it's a Scrappy Doo right there. Watch him do this jump. This one's my favorite. Come on, that dog is a friggin' adorable.
Just wait till he gets bigger.
Oh,
like, scary.
Mess your day up. All right, what's next? All right, now this dog fell asleep holding his little toy.
I thought it was first like one of those like 3D pictures you see on Facebook all the time. I was like, oh wait.
No. He fell asleep holding his little stuffed toy. Nobody's going to get it. Not even in my sleep. I will hold this until you could pry it from my cold, dead teeth.
What kind of dog is it? It's cute.
It's adorable. I think it's one of those like speckled West Highland. No, it's I don't know. I was about to make up a dog. It didn't come to me. It's like a speckled like Australian Terrier thing, maybe. Or it's just a sweet looking mutt, like a Dalmatian mixed with a mini golden retriever.
Good try.
Thanks, buddy. All right, watch this. All right. I don't know if I should be nervous that our military is freaking out like I would freak out, or there's a raccoon in there.
I thought it was like a badger.
A badger. I don't know what that animal. I think it's a raccoon. Badger. It could be a Tasmanian devil. I don't know what's happening. And I'm glad they weren't shooting. Is that a giant possum? Is it a raccoon? God,
that's what I meant. possum. I think it's a raccoon. You can see the stripes on the tail.
I just like to know that there are members of the military that scream like me. That are scared of a look at them. All right, what's next?
All right, this last one.
Mormon Han says raccoons are dicks. You're not wrong. All right, what do you got?
I think so. They prank people.
Okay.
I've had a Dickens cider. There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens ciders. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider. My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mom loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with the Dickens cider.
I'm a bit young, but I would love to try it.
Until I've had a Dickens cider. There's nothing better than waking up to a good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend
Oh
loves
my
Dickens
God.
cider.
Oh my
My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my
Holy
husband couldn't-
shnikes. That is good. Oh my goodness.
Does that beat dick tips?
Oh man, that made me giggle. All right. Thank you all for tuning into the Positivity Report. A special thanks to Boone's Bourbon. Put up that. There you go. Boone's Bourbon. Boone's homegrown bourbon, brought to you by the one and only Tyler Boone, a musician and also a master bourbon maker. They are the official sponsor of the Good People Association. Go to drinkboonsbourbon.com. And like I said, go to your local bar, your local liquor store, your local larger liquor store, perhaps a big box store, maybe a grocery store. Talk to the manager. Say, hi, I'm not Karen, but I would like to talk to somebody about you carrying Boone's Bourbon. Because my buddy Josh Macuga over at the Good People Association, who hosts the Positivity Report, and of course Josh Birdie on Fridays, this Friday, Elliot Dewberry and Ricky Hayberg of Internet Today will be on the show. And drink yourself. Could you start carrying Boone's Bourbon so I can start bringing it to all of the functions I'm going to be doing this summer now that we're all vaccinated and safe? We're going to get together and we're going to drink some Boone's Bourbon. I'm going to throw my keys into the pool so that I don't get tempted to drive home. And I'm going to take an Uber, walk, or just jog home. However you get home, make sure you're not driving when you're drinking Boone's Bourbon. Please drink responsibly, or if you're going to drink irresponsibly, make sure people like your behavior when you drink irresponsibly. Boone's Bourbon for all occasions. All right. Thank you all. Remember, every day you choose positivity. We'll see you today at 4 p.m. The dogs are coming. The Battle Buddy dogs are coming. We're so excited. Ken will be here. I'll be here. Ikaika Shively, the Hawaiian hunk, will be here. We've got all kinds of things in the works. We might even do a little Twitch stream this afternoon. And Nick got us inspired. We got to get working back on that. We might not too. I don't know. We got to work on a bunch of stuff. I don't want to spoil. We might play some Broforce. We haven't played that in a minute. Thank you all for joining us. Call somebody, text somebody, tell them you love them. It matters. It's ways to love than hate. Find the good. We'll see you tomorrow.